process. The real key to Jesus's metaphors of ascension appear in the book of Matthew, and it appears the most in the parable of the wheat and the tares. Now, the word tares refers to weeds. One of Jesus's strange encrypted analogies of ascension is where he describes how the earth is like a field of wheat that has been planted, but the adversary is allowed to sow seeds of weeds in the garden, or tares. Now, this is an analogy where Jesus says that the wheat and the weeds are allowed to grow together until the time of the harvest, at which time the weeds will be plucked from the wheat one by one, gathered into bundles, and burned in his barn. This is a symbol of the solar flash. The teachings of Christianity and the other 34 ancient spiritual traditions all say the same thing. They all say that when the solar flash happens, if you are on the positive side, you are not affected by it except in a positive way. Jesus designed his incarnation to show us what we will go through. This is why Jesus says, "As I do these things, so shall ye do them, and greater things, for I go unto my Father." That's John 14:12. So I want to point out that once we look at the records from these other cultures, the prophecies of ascension that Jesus gives us are remarkably consistent. Jesus does not talk about the solar flash per se, but he does say, "Two shall be walking in the field, and then there shall be one." If we look at the Zoroastrian tradition coming out of Iran or Persia, they talk about frasho kareti. They say that molten metal will come out of the mountains and down into the lowlands. With the Hindu scriptures, they report a very similar phenomenon, except they call it the Samvartaka fire, or Samvarta fire at the end of the age, which they say comes directly out of the sun. They also call it the Yuga fire. They also talk about the fact that it causes rainbow colors in the sky. And we find out that that's because it creates a massive global aurora borealis. Isn't it interesting that the same prophecies that Jesus was giving us appear in the Quran, which is the Islamic Bible, quite extensively? They appear in the Old Testament. They appear in Native American spiritual traditions, in Celtic traditions, Druidic traditions. Everyone has this.
The expanding electromagnetic field coming from the sun is going to interact with the consciousness of humanity. What occurs is an ascension. No matter what your belief system is, you don't need any new religions. All you have to do is apply yourself and become the best of what your religion entails.
The idea being, though, that at the end of the cycle, we have the opportunity to escape reincarnation. We don't have to keep coming back as a third density human being. We can come back at the next level. So people often ask me, what's going to happen to the people who are not going to ascend? And there's a lot of them. Most of them apparently will be transported to another third dimensional planet. It's actually done with these massive extraterrestrial motherships.
What I was shown was that other ET civilizations in our local stellar neighborhood, who they referred to as our cosmic cousins, descended on the planet, and it looked like stars falling from the sky. There were so many craft coming, and they came to render aid to all of humanity after the fall of the technological civilization. What I'm told by these beings is that we will get the experience that we need, the experience that will expand our consciousness and help us evolve in the most beneficial way. If we want to avoid a major cataclysm, what we can do is start to develop our consciousness now. We can put more and more work into expanding our consciousness and becoming more connected with the people around us. And if we do so, the interaction between our consciousness and the sun may give us a gentler experience.
My name is Allison Coe. I'm a hypnotherapist outside of Portland, Oregon. There are some really interesting trends that move their way through these sessions that I have. And I've been doing this for years. And at first I thought these trends were just supposed to be looked at individually. And then I decided to look at them as being stacked on top of each other to prepare us, to get us a higher perspective on what's going on. So let's look at those trends really quick. Trend one, There is an event or solar flash that will happen to this Earth to raise the frequency and vibration of the planet and all beings on it. How are we being prepared for it? Trend 2. Smaller waves of energy are coming to the Earth to slowly raise us up. And as they do so, more and more people are awakening. Their belief systems are shattering. Anything that's holding them back is kind of crumbling. Their relationships are changing. They are raising their frequency and vibration to match this event that will happen. Trend 3. There are new Earth or Earth-like planets, higher density planets that are being prepared for humans to go and eventually move to. And people are seeing these planets in their dreams or in their meditations or in their hypnosis sessions. Trend 4. There are ships gathering all around the Earth from all over the galaxy or universe or multiverse. There are ships here. People are seeing them. People are connecting to them. Trend 5. There are higher aspects of you that are connecting to you. There are ETs and higher density versions of you that are trying to give you information and speak with you and connect with you to help raise the frequency and vibration of you and the Earth. We might then ask, why are all these sessions happening? Why are all these people all over the world who are disconnected, who aren't connected in any way, shape, or form? Why are they getting all of these messages that have this similar trend to them? Is it some sort of indication that there's this craziness moving through the world? Are they all warped in some way? Or are we all being prepared for something big that's going to happen to this Earth?
When we combine all of this information together, what we see is that the extraterrestrial humans who are here now are predominantly benevolent. They would be angelic as we think of them. They are keenly interested in human spiritual evolution. We have a much smaller number of extraterrestrials who are evil or negative. They would correspond with the demons that we see in many different spiritual traditions, and their agenda is to dominate, control, and destroy the planet. It does not appear that we are on a negative timeline. It does appear that we are on an ascension timeline. And what we need to understand is that by simply following the basic principles of service to others, being more loving, being more forgiving, taking time to be patient, and learning to love yourself as well as being loving to others. That is also a very important point.
Very important.
Self-forgiveness, self-acceptance. In forgiveness lies the stoppage of the wheel of karma. This is one of my favorite Law of One quotes. By being forgiving and practicing forgiveness, you discharge the karma that would keep you reincarnating.
There's something in your body and your mind and your spirit, because they all work together, that wants you to heal and be a whole person again. And I believe that it will set up the circumstances and the synchronicities in your life to guide you to exactly what you want, or exactly what you need to look at to heal. The body wants to be whole. It wants the whole energy field and energy flow through the aura and the human body to be smooth and flowing. It doesn't want to be slamming up against these blocks
No
in
slamming.
your body or in your consciousness. And it will keep working away at those blocks one way or another until you can find a way to heal so that energy can flow smooth again. And then you can be more seamlessly connected to the whole of the universe. If you really want to heal and you're willing to go wherever you need to go to heal, the universe will set up the synchronicities that will guide you to what you need to find out about yourself so that you can heal.
It's not about what happens, it's about how we handle it and how we help those around us. And if you're watching this right now, you actually have the power to do that. And
You
I think
have the
that's
power.
what people don't really understand.
You have the
Is that
power.
all of us collectively have the power to help one another,
We have
no
the
matter what's
power.
going on.
Well, also
The
on top of
dragon
that,
has
and
spoken.
that when all of these things do get exposed, there's so many people in the mainstream society that are just going to be like, what is going on?
What the
And they're
heck?
going to look to not just us. I mean,
The collective.
The
And the
collective,
answer's not
yeah,
here in my
everybody
iPhone?
focusing on this for answers. But I think there's a divine aspect to this where we don't even know our own potential as human beings.
My dear ones,
This is not gloom and doom. This is not the end of the world. Ascension is the start of a new age.
You are a son or a daughter of God Most High. It's who you are. It's what you are. The great spirit, the great source, the Alpha and the Omega. You are the son and the daughter of the Alpha Omega.
If we were to unify, if we were to get over the fear and start living with hope and living with positivity, it wouldn't be able to feed off our negative energy anymore.
Thus, I feel the question one should ask would be, how can I individually be prepared?
What you have to do is believe in yourself and your healing and your light and your vibration. That's all the preparation you need at this point. You have to start being whole.
Our bodies are made up of these trillions of atoms that are quantumly entangled, not only to one another, but to everyone else.
So in this ascension window, we're actually lifting the veil between life and death because we've gone through enough of these cycles that the polarity or the duality between life and death is beginning to thin.
Numerous religions and a variety of cultures have prophesied that this event is coming. It's not a matter of if, but when.
Contact is happening now, and we have to get ready for the massive event.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully that sound came through, but that was excerpts from a film called The Cosmic Egg. Mass event, folks, is coming. I'm going to leave the link to that video, The Cosmic Egg, in this, or the description of this video, so you can look it up, check it out. But watch the whole video. It's like 2 hours, whatever. It's an amazing journey, but it is the message that I've been somehow stumbling around, trying to piece together and provide. Well, there it's already been done in a much more professional, eloquent, visually exciting, impacting format. My work is done, folks. Yours is just beginning. Hit that subscribe button. Namaste, namaskar.